Hi Scorpios, I'm here to do your reading for the next few weeks from one lunar cycle to the other. I'm recording this round about the Virgo new moon. We've just had Mercury go forward and due to my personal changes in my life, I'm making these videos slightly later, but you will find them and view the video hopefully with a message for you that will be insightful and transformational, or certainly help you on your path. So I've got 3 different decks here. I have got a deck by, not Doreen Virtue, well, in fact I do have a deck by Doreen Virtue. It is the Life Purpose card, which is over here. I've got the Queen of Moon Oracle deck in the center, and I've got the Wisdom of the Oracle by Doreen Virtue. So I'm going in this order, and I'm going to turn this card up. It's all been pre-shuffled, and I go with what cards pop out, okay? The other thing I want to say about you, Scorpio, I feel like there's a slight disjointed energy. Perhaps you're just adjusting to some changes, or adjusting to, you know, a new environment, or just maybe with the turn of the seasons, you're making some adjustments in your diet or something like that. But I felt that there was something that needs to be put in place and put in order. Okay, but let's have a look. Right, yeah, that's interesting. So talking about putting things in order, to me, this card is the most kind of orderly card. You can see there are 3 elephants here, and it's actually called By the Book. So I feel like you need to do something in order. All right. Yeah, this to me is like putting, you know, there's an order to things. There's a path. There's sometimes we have to follow the sequence, not only of events, but I would say also like the sequence of making something. Like say with cooking, for example, you'd follow a recipe, or if you're cooking without even following a recipe, there's an order of how to make a particular meal. Okay, only some people who are totally disjointed might put everything in a pot. And I'm not talking about these one pot meals, but literally kind of not be able to engage in some cohesive manner. So I feel like something needs to become cohesive for you, Scorpios. I don't know this is a general reading, so it's not going to speak to everybody. But I would say that you need to get your ducks in order, which is a very good time to do it. We're still in the energy of Mercury in Virgo. And although it's moving forward, it is a really good time to get things aligned, okay? And this could be a personal alignment as well. I feel like also you need to sort of do things, Scorpios, in a high order of hierarchy for yourself. So I feel like for some, it could be definitely prioritizing what belongs, what fits, what doesn't fit anymore, and actually discarding the things that are not important. So concentrating on your mind, okay? So recognizing what is going to be fruitful, what is going to be helpful, what is going to be what's going to gain you something, okay? So if you're putting time in a project, really evaluate what is most gainful for you, not in an egotistical way, but for the effort and the time you put things in. This is very important as well. I see that somebody could be looking at you as well, Scorpion, so this is not going to speak to anybody, but there is somebody of a higher presence. It could be a CEO, it could be a head of a company, it could be somebody who maybe will be the person signing contracts for you, or who has the final say, is aware of your abilities, and you will be being not scrutinized, but definitely being observed. This could also pertain to somebody maybe on the internet checking you out as well, maybe a person, right? But do be careful where you put your energy. I'll come back to that and I'll look at the bottom of the decks shortly. So I'm just going to move to the second one. Wow, okay, this really fits as well, because I just feel like there's something that you need to say. You do need to check things out, because here we have, this card has come up quite a few times for some of the readers, all the other signs as well, discernment. You know, because there's something definitely not for you, because at the bottom of the deck here that's facing me, it is, you know, the Colette Baron reading. I didn't really want to go straight into it, but this is not for you. I think some of you could actually sort of be thinking about going back to something, you know, maybe a relationship, or being tempted to sort of reignite something or someone, or maybe a situation that was not actually very helpful for you, and you're now kind of re-engaging the possibility of wondering if this is something that you should maybe go back to. If that's what you're thinking, I would say this is a distinct card that's saying no. Okay, so if anybody is asking a particular question or curious about something like that, all right, you have to make sure that whoever you decided, this is for anybody in a work situation, that you need to check in with if it serves your highest good. Okay, if you see that sort of ball of light there in her midriff, you have to use your heart and your solar plexus together to discern what is right. Your body will never lie. Okay, in our minds, we can really convolute things. We can twist things around to make it fit, and kind of, you know, maybe get influenced by somebody's behavior that's actually quite shady, I would say. I'm picking up, okay? And you really need to lift the veil and your eyesight and really see things for how they are and not so much how you would like them to be. There's a huge difference, okay? And you could end up hoodwinking yourself. So this is a bit of a warning for Scorpios, okay? Because if you see, she cannot see things clearly. By allowing time as well, okay, some of you already had some time, but again, allowing the natural cycle to be seen. Again, that beautiful quote by Maya Angelou, which she says, trust how somebody shows up the first time. Okay, so some of you, if you're embarking on something new and perhaps you're sort of excited about the potential, you've met a possible new partnership, it could be, again, to do with your creativity, or it could to do with, of course, your work, or a significant possibility, a partner relationship. Just make sure that you're looking at it very clearly. All right, it needs to grow. At the bottom of this desk here, I've got fruition, okay, which is, if you look at her face there, she's got a mask on. All right, yes, she can see through it, but it still is tinting her actual vision. All right, so you really want to make sure that you can see things very clearly. In fact, she's got a mask on. I thought it was like a veil. But in any case, I just feel that I'm picking up that you're not seeing things clearly. That's what I have to say about that. Now, the second card you got here in this position, Scorpions, is the card of power. So this is very significant indeed, because here we really have an incredible sense of self and an incredible ability to claim your power. And I feel that this is a very important time for you, Scorpions, to really hold on to your power and to not allow yourself to be hoodwinked or to sort of lose your power. Okay, just really focus on what you feel is going to be the most beneficial action on your part. I'm looking at here as well that, you know, you've got to be, you know, if you're female, we're listening to this, and I really want you to come from your queen, you know, your strength, you know, and if she's in this figure, as I'm feeling a very sensitive, a place of balance. All right, she's extraordinarily strong in this posture here. She's got her arms, so she knows how to balance herself. She knows right from wrong. Okay, she can evaluate things, you know, and sense the yin and yang of an action of somebody, and she's very perceptive. On her head, she's got a crown as well. So not only is a crown tell me that she, let me see if I can get this focused, she has the ability to wear that sort of sense of sovereignty, right? But also what's important is here, I'm feeling like you are tuning in and being intuitive. And this is very, very important, okay? Because I feel like something or someone could be, there's something maybe you've learned, and maybe there's something you are going to be learning, okay? Your energy is very sensitive, and you've perhaps even with the changes we've all gone through the last few months and even some years for some of you, you've become much more sensitive and intuitive. And so I really feel that that's really, really important, that you trust your senses. Let's have the last card. Look at this card here. So this is a card of teaching. Interesting. So here, some of you could be either teaching. Okay, you might be actually working with young people. It says here you inspire young people to learn. So this could be through your creativity. This could be also through an actual teaching role. Maybe some of you are stepping into a teaching role as well, all right? Or maybe have been engaging with working with children, and you've been learning not only about yourself through this role, but also really getting kids to be inspired. I feel like something has, for some of you, this has definitely been a situation where you have an opportunity to really transform younger people's lives. Now, it could be anything younger than yourself, all right? But it's not pertaining just to kids, small kids, as this particular, but teaching full stop. Okay, you have something to impart, you have something to show for, and perhaps you've also come from a place. I feel like some of you have learned something recently, and you have been making the transformation, okay, and shedding a new skin, so to speak, or certainly like a butterfly, opening your wings and sort of unfurling your actual authenticity. All right, let me have a look down here as well. We've got, so some of you definitely want to be building things and tapping into your creativity, and again, it is, be really open to the changes, because there are some changes coming through for you. Behind this fruition card in the center here from the Moon of Queen of the Moon Oracle, I do have a card of extreme. So be careful. This is what I was saying earlier on. I feel like your energy was disjointed, and we've got it back here. So some of you, I feel like there's this sort of extreme behavior, feeling unsettled. Okay, and do not do anything extreme as yet. All right, just stay on an even, aligned path and stay congruent, not only congruent to yourself, but do not get into anything that involves any extreme behavior by anybody outside of yourself or in yourselves, Scorpions. This is really important, that you also don't get, how can I put it, distracted, all right, but people in your life that's come in, perhaps disrupted your patterns, disrupted your daily activity, or behaving in an extreme way. I'm going to be pulling some not right away, some tarot cards. These are sort of vice versa tarot. All right, I do feel very strongly that if you're asking a question about a particular path to go up, I would say that you need to really look at everything very clearly, which brings me to actually those two again. Okay, this is things like looking things by the book. Try not to change this the wheel. All right, if something's already in order, try not to change it because you want it to make it fit, because the card that is the underneath energy here is very much about not for you. Okay, this is again, if you've met somebody or you're thinking about getting along with somebody, perhaps taking some time out and really evaluating the situation, taking a back seat or taking a slight distance and a stance to observe what really this person's intentions are. Okay, I've got this card here. Yeah, I've got the Hierophant here as well. I'm going to open two more for some reason. I just feel like it's another one. Right, interesting. We've got three cards here that okay, we've got the Hierophant here. This is about you, of course. The Hierophant is about taking some spiritual stance. This is even about getting advice from somebody outside of yourself, a priest, normally a spiritual director, a coach or mentor, okay, or even through a book. I think some of you definitely need to learn or have been learning about some life lessons, and this is now an opportunity for you to really put those life lessons in place. Okay, the other thing is it's really important. I mean, if you look at this person, they've got a book there on the in his hand, and this is also by the book as well. So I feel like you need to follow some rules or some code of conduct. I don't know why I know who I'm speaking to, but this is what I'm getting. Okay, you need to go do things in an orderly way, perhaps not rush into something. Maybe some of you actually typically want to rush in to maybe a relationship or into a situation, and I feel that in some way whatever is meant to be yours, I've got here the Ace of Pentacles, and if it's meant to be yours, you're not going to miss it. Okay, it's going to come to you. And I feel that there's some message here, because I've also got the Nine of Cups here as well. So there could be some wish fulfillment card or wish that you have been maybe putting out, or some manifestation. Okay, I feel like you want to really sort of make sure that whatever you're wishing for is absolutely right for you. Okay, I always feel also the Nine of Cards, while it is very much a wish fulfillment card, it also is a card of debauchery. Okay, of too much of something. Okay, and perhaps the other thing as well I find with the Nine of Cups, another meaning of the Nine of Cups, if you see it, is how the cups are aligned. Okay, so this is about getting things again aligned, looking at your emotional needs, getting your ducks in order, prioritizing, seeing what needs to stay, what needs to go. And that is for things in your life, not only items, objects, but also kind of your attitude or your emotional attitude. This is really important because this is falling underneath your power. So if some of you are actually, sort of not using your discernment or need to gain your power back in a situation, need to do look at every facet of your life and really scrutinize and ask yourself, is this for my highest good? Okay, you have the answers, okay? We are talking to something outside of ourselves, but you definitely know, and be really attuned to how you feel if something presents itself to you that could possibly also be too good to be true, okay? Now, if you've been putting some work out there and your wishes out there, I want you to actually really consider, what you are calling in, and then make a review of the situation. Yes, I don't know why I'm saying that, because of course each card has its own meanings and significations and signatures, but what I'm finding with this reading, there's definitely something that you might need to look at very carefully in the stillness of yourself to ascertain whether something is going to really speak to you. I feel like I'm also hearing the word music as well. For some of you, there's something that you need to actually pay attention to through some music, or what is somebody or something saying. I feel like you are going to go in another direction, though, perhaps a different, maybe you're going to surprise somebody with actually sort of acting in a different way. For some reason, I'm picking this out also from the Hierophant card as well. All right, do listen to people that you can trust who can actually show you the way. Definitely seek counsel from somebody who's actually got more experience than you, or somebody you can definitely trust. All right, don't go to somebody with a relationship problem when their relationship's a mess themselves, kind of thing, okay? Just go to somebody who's wise and grounded, okay, who has the sort of spiritual awareness of being able to sort of consider what your situation is. Okay, at the bottom of the deck here, I've also got definitely the 3 wands. So this is another card of consideration. You need to really look, Scorpio, at what your options are and maybe getting insightful. Okay, this is on the lighter side of the card. So I feel like you're really considering your options now. Maybe you're considering moving as well. Okay, and maybe going into another land, somewhere perhaps even warmer, somewhere hotter. But the path will reveal itself. Okay, try not to complicate the situation. Just make sure that your steps will be revealed once things start moving forward. All right, I'm going to finish I'm going to leave the card reading here, and I'm going to finish with the Healing with the Fairies Oracle deck by Doreen Virtue. So weird. Okay, parenting and children. So again, children has come up twice now. So maybe some of you are considering to become parents. Perhaps also, I'm picking up now, this is telling me that maybe some of you actually really need to work with your inner child as well. Maybe doing a course on the inner child. I do actually, funny enough, offer the empowerment, empowering your inner child. I do have that as a course where you can do that privately with me, or there will be some group work, but obviously group work means that you'll have to be a residential, which I will be putting on shortly in the next few months, perhaps in spring. But nevertheless, I feel that some of you, this is a really good time for you to really talk to yourself and perhaps parent your child, your inner children. Some of you could be challenged. I think maybe some of you are going to get news of children as well. Perhaps maybe you're going to be maybe around you, maybe somebody you know, it's close to you as well, that is going to have some news or an announcement of having a child, or expecting. The other thing is you might be actually considering adopting a child, fostering a child, but there is definitely some child aspect that is very significant. all right? Or maybe you again have been a parent to some children recently or lately, or you're going into a role, a new role, perhaps a teaching role. Some of you are literally physically in a classroom, like so, or actually in a group situation. Okay, it could be a workshop as well that you might be thinking of putting on, and perhaps you're getting even an opportunity to do that. Okay, do pay attention. This is obviously not going to speak to everybody, but there could be an opportunity that is going to allow you to bring your skills together, and you're going to be able to offer something that could really be helpful to a community or some very young people, to help inspire them, okay, into perhaps better living or some kind of creative endeavor. Okay, Scorpio, I hope this has helped you. There's been some messages for you. It is, like I said, do stay on track with yourself, okay, and try not to rush things. Do get things in order, okay. I know that it's been quite a summer for some of us, and some of you out there as well, and you might feel the urgency to actually do things quickly, but my last counsel to you guys would be not to do anything in an extreme behavior or suddenly, okay. Do take time to see what will grow, and what needs to be left behind, what's going to really nourish you, and definitely check out who is coming in and what ideas are coming in, and be discerning as to know what you need to just leave and put away. Okay, that's all I have for you, Scorpions. I'm going to wish you much love. Thanks for listening. Thanks for being here. Thanks for the new subscribers, and thanks for the returners as well. I will catch you in my next video. Bye for now. Bye.